Chapter 1. The Tomb Awakens. The earth trembled beneath the shovel's edge, as if the land itself resisted the intrusion. It was 1972, and the farmers of Zion had no idea they were about to unearth a secret buried for over 2,000 years. The soil, rich and dark, gave way reluctantly, revealing fragments of pottery than something far more unsettling. A glint of gold, a whisper of silk, the first traces of a tomb that had lain undisturbed since the Han Dynasty. The workers paused, their breaths shallow in the still air. This was no ordinary grave. The artifacts were too pristine, too deliberate. The tomb's entrance, sealed with layers of earth and time, had been designed to keep something in, or perhaps someone. The air grew heavier, thick with the scent of damp earth and something else, something metallic like old blood. By the time archaeologists arrived, the site was already humming with hushed excitement. The tomb's outer chamber was, of all the treasures, jade figurines, lacquered boxes, and the skeletal remains of horses, their bones still adorned with ceremonial harnesses. But it was the inner chamber that held the true revelation. There, beneath, a canopy of silk and gold, lay the figure of a woman, Empress Dou, the infamous wife of Emperor Wen. Her body, preserved by the arid soil and the tomb's airtight design, was a relic of history itself. But it was what surrounded her that sent a chill through the researchers. The Empress sarcophagus was lined with layers of arsenic-laced pigments, a toxic cocktail meant to deter grave robbers. But the poison had done more than that. It had seeped into the very fabric of her burial, leaving behind traces of a deliberate, calculated murder. The Empress had not died of natural causes. She had been poisoned slowly, meticulously, by those who feared her power. As the archaeologists worked, the tomb seemed to breathe around them. The wind outside carried the faint echo of ancient chants, as if the spirits of the past were whispering warnings. The Empress remains, though silent, told a story of betrayal and vengeance. The arsenic in her system was no accident. It was a signature remark of a killer who understood the art of slow, undetectable death. The discovery raised more questions than answers. Who had poisoned her? Why? And what had happened to the Empress bodyguards, whose remains were found scattered near the tomb's entrance, their bones bearing the same telltale signs of poisoning? The answers lay buried in the layers of history, waiting to be unearthed. But the tomb wasn't done revealing its secrets. As the researchers delved deeper, they found something even more disturbing. Evidence of a forgotten plague. The Empress burial chamber contained traces of a biological weapon, a strain of arsenic so potent it could have been weaponized. This wasn't just a murder, it was an act of medical warfare, a precursor to the deadly tactics that would resurface centuries later. The implications were staggering. The Han Dynasty had been far more advanced in the science of poison than anyone had realized. The Empress tomb wasn't just a grave, it was a time capsule of ancient medical ingenuity and ruthless political strategy. The poison that had killed her had also preserved her, turning her into a silent witness to a crime that had been buried for millennia. As the sun set over the excavation site, the researchers stood in the fading light, their minds racing with the weight of what they had uncovered. The tomb had awakened, and with it the ghosts of a forgotten plague. The next chapter of this story would take them deeper into the shadows of history, where the line between medicine and murder was as thin as a blade, and the Empress' secrets were only beginning to unravel.